I'm Edward Curdy on the very first video of the art of reframing of each sign. Today we're going to be looking at the sign of Capricorn. I happen to probably have one or two placements of Capricorn in my chart. I don't really think that I have any planets. That's why I am in relationship with a Capricorn who happens to be my mother. I always think that, you should be in relationship with people born under signs that are not in your natal chart. That way you can evolve and you can learn from the lessons of those signs that you don't have too much of, or, an element of signs that, is not really in your chart. For me, it would be water. So anyway, I have Saturn in water, so the very first video is about Capricorn. I think that, the symbolism for Capricorn is so incredibly important to all of the zodiac signs, and I really think that, it really stands for everyone and everything. Capricorn is about success, it is about goals, it is about careers, it is about your tradition and discipline, and really what dreams that you want to pursue, and what is your passion, and what is your purpose in life. Why are you here? All of the planets are important in their own way, but Saturn really answers that question, ruled by Capricorn. And if you look at Saturn, it's really an amazing planet because it does have that rings around, but all of the planets are spectacular. So I'm going to talk about this because I have Saturn in Cancer. Saturn in Cancer means that the real purpose comes to being the nurturer and being the healer, being sensitive and being motherly. There's something so authentic and real and genuine about Cancers. And it's really about, really tapping into that domestic and nostalgic element. And it's just Capricorn's opposite. So Saturn in Cancer, that's a really wonderful placement for Saturn to be in. So, I want to talk about the symbol for Capricorn. The symbol for Capricorn, the image in the picture for Capricorn, is a mountain goat climbing up a mountain somewhere, I don't know where. And it's all about working your way up through life. Think of the mountain as life, and you are the undertaker, which, would be the goat. And you are patiently and gradually, steadily getting toward that goal, step by step by step. Each thing that you do leads up to an end point where you reach that mountain and you feel like you are on top of it, you feel like you are achieved. But even so, everybody is a lifelong doer and a lifelong learner. And then, when you get up to that mountain, then, the angel of Aquarius comes to meet you. If you had to think of all the astrological signs as different levels of a video game, for example. With Cancer, it would be, swimming to a certain part of the ocean, and, then that would be the sun's brightest point. I don't really know. But, here's the downsides to the sign, is that the real intent for why we work and why we serve and who we serve and how we serve and what profession and what value does that profession have on us and others, is done for certain type of reasons. Not doing it for wanting the money and wanting the success and, about your public image, and not about, oh, I'm the best, and oh, I'm a know-it-all and I know the right way of doing things and you don't know the right way of doing things. Putting the sign on a pedestal where, oh, all the other signs are down here and I'm way up here and I'm better than all the... No. It is not a sign that, at the negatives, which is really, really not the flavor of Capricorn, cold, negative, I think that Capricorn low road would be Scrooge. If you're thinking about Christmas Carol, Scrooge, he is the symbol for low road Capricorn when he's doing it, just because he's greedy and he wants to make more money. He doesn't even use the money on himself. Look at how he lives. It's just, it's like, you're living in like the, Great Depression, which was probably going on in England at the time. Bah humbug, not, liking the joy factor and the family factor in the holidays. Forget all of that. Forget all of that. Because Capricorn is a sign that really has a lot of influence toward its opposite sign, which would be Cancer. All about going into the soulful, going into the emotions, going into your family life, where you come from, your ancestries, and your comforts, and really, really what makes us all human. And, the pain and all of the, the real, feelings and vulnerabilities. And a lot of people think of this sign as being a robot. As being so, professional and, this and that. I think that this really, really comes into play because if you've ever seen, The Good Place, then if you look up her birthday, Janet, who is the, the superhuman, who has a lot, all the knowledge, the actress who played her, born on January the 4th in Capricorn season. That is really, really not what the sign is. It is a very, very incredibly soulful and incredibly loyal sign. Very, very dedicated and very hardworking in its own way. It's earthy and practical in its own, particular way. It's really not better than all of the signs because they're all, all of these things in different ways. But Capricorn is in the way of climbing on top of the mountain, and it's, it's collective earth, and collective earth really represents serving humanity as a whole. Aquarius is also ruled by Saturn, which does it in kind of a different way, but Capricorn does it in, it's earthy, serving and, being the role model and being, the leader. Not that, it's better than some of the other signs, but it's just the way that it does what, say, Aries and Leo can potentially, can definitely do. So, that is, and it's represented by the father sign, the person who, is the breadwinner of the family. But, that really, really goes to show you that it is one of the parental signs. All the signs are, but those especially. And it can also be a motherly sign. All the signs are motherly. Cancer, is known as the mother sign, but Capricorn is the mother sign as well. Although it does it in, a very, very different way. They're very truth. They're honest. These are probably, probably the safest people to be around because they are so earthbound and so, practical that you wouldn't find somebody on, I don't know, I survived, telling a story of, how somebody that they probably came across were to attack them. They probably would not be born under this, but, that doesn't matter at all. But even so, that is the reframed flavor of Capricorn. Now we're going to be moving on to the next sign of the zodiac, which is going to be our cardinal fire sign, which is none other than Aries. And I happen to be in Aries. So definitely tune in for that next week.